वेलकम माय स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द फार्मर। आज आपके बारे में फार्मर के बारे में बताएं कि फार्मर आखिर परेशान क्यों हैं, क्यों वो लोग इतने परेशान हैं और दिल्ली की तरफ कूच करने के लिए बेचैन हैं। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मस्ट अराइज द क्वेश्चन इज दैट व्हाट इज द फार्म बिल एंड व्हाई आर फार्मर्स प्रोटेस्टिंग अगेंस्ट इट। आखिर फार्म बिल है क्या और फार्मर इसके ऊपर प्रोटेस्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं। फार्मर प्रोटेस्ट इन इंडियाज नेशनल कैपिटल हैज क्रिएटेड क्वाइट अ फ्लटर ग्लोबली टू, बट very few know exactly what the farmers are protesting here. So I'm going to tell you about I'm going to explain you about the farm bills. Farmer protest outside national capital, as you know that, and the capital is New Delhi. And what is the main point? The main point is that how does it start? And since 26 November, farmers from Punjab and Haryana have laid siege to the national capital. They are protesting against recently passed farm bills. These bills lay the framework for allowing to sell produce directly to the corporates, argues the center. Farmers fear that this may be an excuse to pull off the MSP safety net from under their feet. Since 26 November 2020, the border of Delhi have been witnessing a huge agitation being carried out by farmers, most of them from Punjab and Haryana. The farmers are protesting against two farm bills that the Rajya Sabha recently passed. First is that the farmers produce trade and commerce promotion, that is called promotion and facilitations bills 2020, and the second one is that the farmers empowerment or the protections agreement on the price assurance and farm service bill 2020. And the two bills had already cleared the lower house, the Lok Sabha. When they were introduced in the Rajya Sabha, there was recus, and finally the bill was passed through a voice vote. The farmer produce trade and commerce promotions and facilitations bill 2020. This bill allows the farmers to sell their produce outside the agricultural produce market committee regulated markets, the APMCs or government controlled marketing yards or mandis. So the farmers clearly have more choice on who they want to sell. The government's logic economics expert Gurcharan Das writes in TOE. As you know that Gurucharan Das writes in TOE is that the agriculture produce marketing committee is an obsolete institution from an age of scarcity, meant to protect the farmers, but has now become his oppressor, a monopoly cartel fixing low price for the farmers produce, forcing distress sales. And the farmers employment and protections agreement on price assurance and farm service bills 2020. This bill makes provisions for the setting up of a framework for contract farming. The farmer and an ordained buyer can strike a deal before the production happens, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020 and the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitations Ordinance 2020 allows intra-state and interstate trade markets trade of farmers produce beyond the physical premises of APMC markets. State government are prohibited from levying any market fees levy outside APMC areas. And question arises that how will the bills benefit the farmers? Gurcharan Das, experts as he is in the field of economics, points out that the three farms laws offer three basic freedoms to the farmers: defeat the monopoly cartel at the APMC mandi and sell the produce anywhere to anyone. and that bypass the essential commodities SCT and be free to store inventory, which was controlled, which was constrained so far by stocking limits of ESCA, and free to make contracts and transfer risk to businessmen in deals made over a crop, even before yield is made or made. And the next question is that why has the center not reached out? The central minister and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have tried reassuring the farmers that the government has no plans to end the government procurement system or nor the MSP policy, but fear misconceptions persist, and the two sparring parties have not had meaningful negotiations. Despite 4 rounds of talks with two of them involving a 3-minister panel of the government and a few dozen representatives of the farmers' unions, the impasse has not been taken from the broken. The center is also said to have offered a written guarantee that MSP will not be withdrawn. Farmers' lobby is not ready to buy that and demands the repeal of the recently passed farm bills. Harvard alumni and best-selling author Gurcharan Das, a former CEO of Procter and Gamble India, writes in the Times of India that the agitating farmers of Punjab are looking at and the Times of India that the agitating farmers of Punjab are looking at short-term monetary gains, while the farms bill were coined with long-term economics in mind, and that Prime Minister Modi, once one of the world's greatest communicators, forgot to take all stakeholders into confidence before the bills were tabled, thus leading to false rumors that the price subsidy is going to be withdrawn. Gurcharan Das also points out that a small, organized and well-founded group in a democracy can hijack the nation's interest or when the majority is silent and unorganized. Das claims that behind these protests are the Arthias are buying agents in PMC mandis who stand to lose rupees 100 crores a year in commissions, as well as the rich farmers of Punjab who are part of the 6 of India's farmers who benefit from the MSP regime. And the question is that why are the farmers upset? The farmers of Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Haryana are angry with the provisions of these bills, as they are afraid that these bills may be the platform that the government at the center is setting up for the replacement or scrapping of the otherwise robust support system prevalent in their states for the purchases of their crops. They fear that MSP guarantee that was their safety net since the green revolutions of the 1960s kicked in may be snatched away from under the pretext of giving the farmers more playing ground and better platforms. The state government's driven crop produce procurement infrastructures in these areas is very good procurement through the food corporations of India. It promised MSP to farmers, which is declared before every agriculture season, encourages farmers to focus on taking more yields, and agriculture crops have MSP through the government primarily by only rice and wheat. Farmers fear the two recent bills has failed these agriculture reform processes will kill the government procurement process as well as the MSP. And why would we see the most protesters from Punjab and Haryana? This is because they are the biggest beneficiaries of this safety net. The farmers of Punjab and Haryana, as per certain reports, nearly 89% of these rice produced by the farmers in Punjab is procured by the government in Haryana. It is 85% of the farmers in Punjab and and Haryana face no price risk and farmers in Punjab से Haryana face no risk, price risk and are in fact incentivized to grow paddy and wheat. But the nations has been facing a shortage of pulses and wheat and rice. Instead, has been a surplus in FCI's godowns. Also, rice is a water-intensive crop, and farmers from the areas with water shortage to grow it as there is an MSP assured in the end. Continuous adoption of rice wheat cropping system in northwestern plains of Punjab, Haryana, West Uttar Pradesh has resulted in the depletions of the groundwater and deteriorations of soil quality, posing a serious threat to its sustainability, says the government study. Also, these farms bills are encouraging farmers to strike deals with large corporates, and farmers do not trust corporates. So I hope you haven't got any problem to understand what I say to you. इस बिल के बारे में आपको, हमें उम्मीद है आपको कुछ भी समझने में परेशानी नहीं हुई होगी, क्योंकि फार्मर इसलिए प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उन्हें ऐसा लग रहा है क्योंकि ये सारा किस पर खेल है, कॉर्पोरेट्स पे, और कोई भी नहीं चाहेगा कि हम कॉर्पोरेट्स पे क्या करें, बिलीव कर सकें, क्योंकि कॉर्पोरेट्स पे कभी बिलीव किया ही नहीं जा सकता। वे सिर्फ अपने बिजनेस के लिए काम किया करते हैं, चाहे कोई भी बिजनेसमैन हो, मुकेश अंबानी, अडानी, बिरला अडानी, ये सब कोई भी हो, तो वो अपने फ़ायदे के लिए ही काम किया करते हैं। किसानों को इस बात के लिए काफ़ी डर लग रहा है। अब देखना है कि क्या किसान अपना प्रोटेस्ट जारी रखते हैं या फिर किसानों की हार होती है और इसमें गवर्नमेंट की जीत होती है। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो।